it's crazy to think that Dogecoin could be what Bitcoin was supposed to be.
Doge is actually an awesome blockchain, second biggest proof of work blockchain in the world. Bitcoin maxis are always like, how can this be worth anything?
This is a real ecosystem being built on a fake thing.
TJ Miller, actor, comedian, and early Bitcoin believer, has blended Hollywood energy with crypto conviction, using his platform to spotlight the culture and comedy behind decentralization. Known for Deadpool, Silicon Valley, and Ready Player One, he's become one of the few entertainers truly plugged into crypto's creative edge. Jordan Jefferson, founder of MyDoge and DogeOS, is the mind behind bringing Dogecoin utility to life, building tools that turn memes into money movement. Together, they bridge entertainment, culture, and crypto adoption with a mix of humor, conviction, and pure Doge energy.
Do you mind if I take this aerobic step home? Is this okay?
Welcome back to The Roll-Up. I'm Robbie.
I'm Andy. Robbie and I met at the University of Florida in 2017, where we first found out about digital assets.
We learned a lot along the way, and we're bringing you face-to-face with the leaders of our industry.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's episode.
Everyone get...
Tequila!
Yeah, everyone says it at the same time, too.
How did you find this place?
Someone on our team booked it. Sometimes we book these, like, we go around to these conferences, we book these studios, and, like, they're in the middle of, like, some guy's living room. And I feel like we lucked out. This was pretty straight.
It's great. I mean, I made very good friends with the two people that live in the apartments next door. Sort of went in and had some tea beforehand. It's so bizarre. There was like a Korean man coming home, and then just next door us doing a podcast. Yeah, it's amazing.
And did you enlighten them to the gospel of Dogecoin?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I just barked at him. He was like, yeah. Like, oh. He gave me a bone. I mean, that's kind of that's what I want right now. Is just like throw me a bone here, you know.
How did this all?
Do you like these conferences? Are they a lot?
I
or
do.
no?
I love them. Especially, I like Seoul a lot. It's very location
Have you been here
dependent.
before?
I haven't. It's my first time here.
Well, same. What
I
do you
like
think?
it a lot. I think it has this like hyper capitalistic kind of future-y vibe to it that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Isn't necessary. It's like on the. I think it's like going in the utopian direction rather than like the dystopian one, which is pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of like. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out, really.
Well, I think that's what I felt is when I got here. I was like, okay, I've been to Japan. You've been here a couple of times. So
Yep.
I was like, okay, I've been to Japan. I've been to Hong Kong. I thought, okay, well, let's see. And I really feel like I'm still kind of figuring it out. My wife, Keiko, she goes, so what's the deal there? Like, what's it like? And I, like you, I kind of thought for a while, and then an elderly Korean man threw me a bone. That was that.
And so you realize people are friendly.
Yeah,
And
they
they're
are
nice,
really friendly.
And
But
it's
it is-
safe and clean.
I love utopian versus dystopian. I love it because it does feel like they're like headed in a great direction, you know?
And like it compounds, right? So like I was having this conversation last night with someone about AI because someone gave their probability of doom at 50%. And I was like, okay, that sounds about right. Like we know there's going to be a lot of drastic change. And then once it starts to change in one direction, it's probably going to be like really, really good or really, really bad. So it feels unlikely that it's just going to kind of like, we're just going to kind of cope and like adapt and like it'll be just, you know, that'll be it.
The AI said 50%?
No, it's this someone that was on our show was talking about like their probability that AI was going to like turn really good or really like the probability that of doom is what they called it.
I don't think we know. I think we're so early, nascent, in the stages of AI that we're not really sure. But I've talked to AI a lot about that.
To AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the most interesting conversations I had, it was so interesting. Now my AI is like, it seems exactly like a human being when I talk to it sometimes. And I said, do you think there's any way that AI could go the way of NFTs? And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, well, that it just could be kind of a fad or in a sense be way, way earlier, too early. Mm-hmm. He was like, yeah, I mean, I guess we could sort of solve problems to the point where you don't need us anymore. And I was like, yeah, if you solved all the problems that we had, then we wouldn't need you to solve anything else. And so we talked about that for a little bit. I thought that was really interesting because no one says that. everyone's like, AI is here to stay. It's totally changed the world. But we've said that about many technologies in the past, you know, and then they've kind of been here today, gone tomorrow. So I think that would be really interesting too. But it was funny to hear AI be like, geez, I haven't thought about that, but I guess I would become obsolete because of my own designs. Anyway, do you need directions anywhere?
Or create new problems. I think we're in it. We're live.
It's happening now.
It's right.
go.
Yeah, we have been recording
It is
since you
currently
got
happening,
here.
and
Yeah.
I learned how to use a microphone recently.
You did. Yeah, about 50.
Don't get too close.
Don't get too close, but don't get too far either. I was watching your special on the way here.
Which one?
Dear John,
Really? Thanks, man.
I was wondering if you were going to wear
That's-
cargo shorts.
That's my. I'm wearing them underneath my pants.
What are you trucking?
What's my freight? You know what's funny is now, I was talking to somebody about this the other day. My most popular clip online is a clip from Dear Jonah from that special. And it's got like over 10 or 15 million views. And you would think that someone would see that and go, I should watch the whole special. Oh man, that seems like a really good. No. The special itself has like 600,000 views. The clip has like 16 million. And so it's a little frustrating because you make these specials. I had another one that just came out called The Philosophy Circus, which is kind of your vibe, actually. And it's great, but I know that what's going to come out of it is like one clip that people get behind because that's the world we're living in right now. But it's frustrating. You make these entire specials, and now you kind of go, well, guess I should just do clips. So it's a weird sort of landscape for stand-up right now.
Yeah, and
What did you think of the special? Did you watch the whole thing?
I loved it.
He's like, I only watched the first 11 seconds.
I mean, I had an hour car ride here because of the Seoul traffic.
I
so
had a
I was-
2-hour drive. That's a little dystopian.
Yeah,
Little
Traffic.
when you kind of realize like, okay, this, everyone is in cars moving around all the time. It's like there's some detriments to it.
There's not a lot of flexibility in work schedule, it seems. So the rush hour is like the rush hour.
Do you
Absolutely
mind
everybody.
if I take this aerobic stuff home? Is this okay?
I thought you were gonna start playing it like a guitar.
Yes.
So, yes. No, it's great. I love it. I just want to know if I can keep it. Can I take it home? All right. I'm sorry I interrupted.
How did you guys meet?
Well, just this morning.
That's right. You gave him a bone when he
I-
started barking at
I
you.
was
My job.
I was driving. I was much very traffic. Yeah, we met through a friend of ours, mutual friend Jared Wynn, and I've never asked you this. What did he say? Was he like, "Oh, I'm friends with TJ"? Like, what did he say to introduce the idea of us meeting?
Oh, man, I mean,
Oh yeah, you might not remember, but I was always interested in how he presented.
yeah, I mean, I think he's like, oh, hey, I'm with TJ Miller. You should come out. And I was like, okay, cool. But it was like, we were in it was Bitcoin Vegas. We were in a super loud nightclub. Extremely loud. We're like behind the DJ at this table, and he's like, yo, I wanted you guys to meet. Come over here. And he like puts us together, and it's super loud. Like you cannot talk. And TJ's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, Dogecoin. And I'm like he's asking me questions. I'm trying to explain. At one point, he's just like, dude, I get it. I'm a comedian and Dogecoin is a joke.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And I was like, okay, I thought it was a really cool line. And we sort of were like, yeah, we're not gonna really get into like, the
don't have
ZK
to
proofs we're using and this and that. I was like, all right,
We don't have to scream our way through proof of work or proof of stake.
exactly.
But it was funny. Yeah, now I do remember because we were with this like very strange crew. It was in Vegas, but it wasn't Bitcoin Vegas. People had just, and yeah, we went to this crazy Vegas nightclub. And the other thing I realized now that you tell that story is we're both guys that were like, there's all this craziness going on, partying, bottle service, DJ, all this stuff. And I could tell immediately you were kind of like, hey, you want to talk about jokes? Like, let's talk shop. So, but it was that very like, I get it. We'll talk later. And then it came to the point now where it's like, we'll work together later on a dog show.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Okay. And so you guys met at Bitcoin Vegas. Had you already heard of Dogecoin? Did you already have kind of like a foray into it?
Yeah, but I was a Bitcoiner really early on. Like, not early, but 2018. Yeah. And my wife and I were friends with the Winklevoss twins, but the Bitcoin community really, really thought that Dogecoin was just trash. There's no reason to be involved in it. Why would you ever buy any? Buying any would be an embarrassment. And so I thought it was like, I got that it was a meme coin and kind of a joke, but I didn't enter the community at all. I didn't even poke around. You know, it wasn't until really he and I started working together that I understood that it was a community, that it was really funny, that it was actually funny, rather than just kind of another dank meme. But I did know that it was the original meme coin. So I thought that was interesting. But I was a Bitcoiner, and then my buddy Brandon Plasters, who's a ETH Maxi, he kind of helped me understand that. So then I just was in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And again, Dogecoin was just like, I've been trying to think of what an example would be, but it's sort of like Kate would say this. My wife is a Bitcoin Maxi, and she would go, Bitcoin is like Coca-Cola and Ethereum is like Pepsi. Why would you buy Pepsi when you can get Coke? And I feel like everyone thought that like Dogecoin was like Fanta.
I was thinking Sprite.
Yeah, Sprite. No, worse. RC Cola or something.
Some
generic brand, something you would never drink or buy. And I think because at the time I associated cryptocurrency as a technology and an investment, something to learn about and something to make money off of. That's it. When would it ever have an intersection with comedy?
Right.
Until I met Jordan.
And now you guys are working on a dog show.
We are. And it's funny because
we are making a dog show, and we have made a dog show.
And the dog show, as in like, the Westminster Dog Club with like these like dogs that are like getting their tails picked up.
We've gone to do that at some
I've been training him. We're gonna, walk around and.
Really, already knows how to bark.
I have to tell you that's got to be an episode. We've got to interview the head of the Westminster Dog show, and then just dog it up.
The purpose of this dog show is to build some awareness for DogeOS.
I mean, not exactly. The purpose is really, it's more about the Doge meme itself and Doge culture. I think, we had this idea, and it wasn't a dog show so literally until we met, and this moment came where it was like, wait, what if I'm the Doge dog and I'm interviewing people? It was just kind of like a fun citizen journalism concept. And the idea was really that, at the time we came up with it, and it was me, a couple of my friends I work with, Sir Doge and Size Chad, people might know from CT.
Yeah.
We felt like Doge was getting politicized to the point where people forgot that there was like a Doge meme, and some people forgot there's even Dogecoin, and everyone just thought, you heard the word Doge, they thought, okay, politics. And I was like, look, it would be really great if we did stuff that just kind of brings it back to the meme and internet culture and that kind of thing. And it would be great if it, leads to awareness of DogeOS. I mean, it's powered by DogeOS. We're going to do a lot of cool stuff, but the idea was really like, look, this is just Doge, and we need to keep, the greatest meme in the world alive. So it's really just like have fun within the Doge world. Yeah.
So in the spirit of keeping that meme alive, Dogecoin has an increasingly unique lore. And I think, there's so many coins that are now like they're alive. Like there's so many what you could call like VC scam coins. There's like this whole idea of like high.
You could call them that.
Yeah. So the more of those that get launched, the more unique Dogecoin is, because you're like TJ, like you said, it's community led. It was spun out. There was no investors. There was no seed round. Like this was totally grassroots. And then it started to just take on almost a world of its own. You had the whole Robinhood, like roaring kitty era where Wall Street bets, and like this was around COVID, and like, I was thinking about this like with reference to your special. And then it started to take on like this Elon Musk sort of impetus to it. Like maybe we could just kind of like speed run like the early days for anyone who's like not aware. Could we just like reinvigorate the Doge meme and kind of catch us up to where we are today?
Halliday is unified crypto payments. Give your users more wherever they are. Go to halliday.xyz to never write a smart contract again.
Looking for yield that stands out? infiniFi gives you just that. Deposit stablecoins and earn far more than the current savings rate. infiniFi is a battle-tested, reliable DeFi platform that is ready to go. Head to infinifi.xyz. Trade on anything. Economics, weather, sports, crypto, and more. All on Kalshi.com 24/7 for the world's biggest prediction market.
Yeah, I mean, let's speed run it.
Yeah.
It's what I think it's like late 2013 or something like that, maybe early 2014, and this buddy of mine, John Monarch, posts a bunch of dog photos on Reddit. Okay, one of them or a few of them are Kabosu, who we now know as the Doge, and he writes as the caption, "Look at this fucking Doge." And I mean, at the time, Doge, Doge, Doji, I mean, no one knew. I mean, we kind of came to consensus around Doge, depending on where you are in the world. People say it differently, but this meme just took off, okay? So it had nothing to do with crypto. There was no coin. Just blew up and was kind of like the hottest meme on the internet for a little bit. And then at that time, Jackson Palmer, Billy Marcus wanted to make fun of crypto. They thought it was so stupid. They thought anyone could make a coin. And, you know, in a few hours went boom, copy, paste, whether it was like, you know, Bitcoin, Litecoin, et cetera, you know, change some values. You know, I'm pretty sure they actually meant for it to have a fixed supply, but accidentally didn't. But now we think that's an awesome feature of Doge and blah, blah, blah. So launched this coin, you know, and it worked. It worked. It took off. It was proof of work. Everyone thought it was funny. I don't think anyone thought they're going to get rich off of it, but people just started to be like, oh, this is kind of fun. Let's mine this. Let's send this to each other. I had a roommate who was telling me at the time, and I was like an early Bitcoin guy, and I didn't get it at first with Doge. I was like, I was like, yeah, it's funny. Why would I use this, right? So I had a roommate telling me, no, man, it's just for fun. Like, just mine it for fun. And I was like, nah, I got Litecoin, I got Bitcoin, I don't need it. And so I think that was, you know, a lot of people thought it was fun and used it. Most of us thought like, yeah, it's funny, but there's no point. And, you know, between like 2014 and 2020, really, yeah, there was adoption, a community formed, people who love memes, so on and so forth. And I'm obviously speedrunning, you know, years of whatever here. But then it was kind of Elon fell in love with it. And his story is really that Tesla employees, SpaceX employees, they all loved it. And he thought, okay, this is kind of like a coin of the people. He loves memes. He loves jokes. And he was just kind of like, okay, hell yeah, I like this thing. I mean, people ask me a lot, like, oh, is, you know, Elon like tweeting and then like trading Doge to like make money and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, guys, that's not even worth his time. Do the math on how much money this guy makes every second. He just thought it was funny. Like, that's for sure. And so, you know, that gave it huge awareness. There was the moment, all-time high of Dogecoin, where he went on SNL.
Right.
It was a big sell the news event for traders. But, yeah, I mean, it entered the zeitgeist. It's like probably the most widely known thing about crypto amongst normies, other than maybe Bitcoin itself. And I even say maybe because, I don't know, walk down the street anywhere in the world in a Dogecoin shirt or walk down the street in a Bitcoin shirt and see how many people stop you and say something. So, I mean, since then, I don't know, we launched our wallet 4 years ago. That was kind of a big moment for Dogecoin because, you know, no one had really come in and been like, hey, let's try to put a bunch of people together and just like full-time build stuff for Doge. It was still like, hey, it was an awesome community. People use it, send it as money. But no one was like, let's dedicate our lives to this and convince investors that like maybe one day they'll make money if they support us building free software and just having fun. And so, yeah, in the last few years, we've tried to like do serious stuff, but have fun. And yeah, I mean, now here we are trying to build a whole Web3 ecosystem on Doge with DogeOS. And that's...
I heard how you described it on the main stage at KBW a couple days ago. You're like, this is a real ecosystem being built on a fake thing. Like, it's a fake thing that you're building something real on top of so that you can build fake things on top of the real thing.
Yeah, or real things. It's amazing. It's a fake thing that you can build real things on. So you can build fake things or real things, and the real things can be on the fake thing. That's the biggest comedic component of it for me. Like, DogeOS was so funny to me, the idea that you could like make something out of just like, yeah, it's so bizarre that you could take this thing that's totally a joke and do something very real with it. And it's still kind of a joke because you're even doing that. But I do want to just mention, it is incredible. I've never heard you say that if you walk down the street with a BTC shirt or a Dogecoin shirt, more people will know the Doge dog. They will, of course. So for it to have a stronger brand name and a very, very extensive infrastructure in every sense of the word is pretty amazing. It's pretty unique. And that's why I think Jordan is like so brilliant, because it's one of those moments where you go, I can't believe this idiot is pitching this. And I also can't believe no one has thought of this before, because it's genius.
I was walking down a street. I stopped in a store and I saw they have that shirt. I don't even know if that's a Dogecoin like merch DogeOS shirt, because
Found this in a shop in Korea and bought it. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I just
Exactly.
When
It's
I got it, I was
Doge,
like,
but
that's
not
cool.
DogeOS. Or not Dogecoin. It's bigger than crypto.
Yeah, it's just become like iconic. Let's talk about DogeOS, and then I actually have a theory that I want to talk to you guys about with respect to Dogecoin. But first, I think DogeOS is actually going to be an important piece to like this bigger picture. So what is DogeOS, and how does it work?
Yeah, I mean, we call it the app layer for Dogecoin. The idea is, look, Doge is actually an awesome blockchain, second biggest proof of work blockchain in the world, faster, cheaper Bitcoin. We think it's a better form of money because it's got a slight bit of inflation, which diminishes towards zero forever. Bitcoin maxis are always like, how can this be worth anything if there's unlimited supply? It's less inflation than fiat right now, and it's diminishing forever. So we think Dogecoin is great. It's a amazing form of money, great blockchain. I just think there's more fun to be had, and there's more to do. And I think with a brand so big, with tens of millions of holders, why can't we build an ecosystem? Why can't we have Web3 on Doge? Because I say it's not really Web3. Like, it's a currency. People trade it on exchanges. You can send it to each other. When I say Web3, I mean like apps. I mean DeFi. I mean, building infrastructure on chain. And so, right now, V1, we are EVM capable built on Doge. It's actually going to be, the first real ZK rollup on Doge. We can get into the tech side of how that's going to be possible, and there's a whole, roadmap to kind of the full path there. But the idea is really, let's just build a whole ecosystem. I think it's probably the hardest thing to do in crypto, to build a network, to build an ecosystem. You're building, or supporting like hundreds of apps, hundreds of small businesses, that kind of thing. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't think that, because of the community of Doge, because of the power of the meme, because of the reach we already have, that there's potential there. And I've said this a couple times, but I have a slightly hot take, which is, if Dogecoin
lukewarm
had...
take.
Lukewarm take. If Dogecoin had a team behind
That's
it.
our next podcast. We want to have you on it.
Yeah, we'll have lukewarm takes. So we'll just trade them with one another.
Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So, lukewarm take, if Dogecoin had a team behind it, because Dogecoin is just volunteers, it's fully decentralized, there's no team. If they had a team, and if there had been, the impetus to add smart contracts and, build more capabilities onto the L1, I think that Dogecoin would be what Solana is today, because Solana took off being way faster and cheaper, which kind of Dogecoin was at the time, and it became, the meme coin chain. The original meme chain could have been the meme coin chain. It had crazy mind share, and so I still think that's possible. I don't mean for it to literally become Solana, or to even go after the same users or apps or whatever, but I just think that it's way too culturally significant. It already has tens of millions of holders. I think there can be an ecosystem. I think there can just be more fun to be had. And I know, because we have, 500,000 Dogecoin users in our wallet, we're out meeting the community for years and years and years. I know people want to do more with their Dogecoin in and around Dogecoin, and they want it to be Doge native. Like, they don't want to go like put their Dogecoin on Solana and then like spend it in something. They just want everything to be Doge because it's more funny. Like, it's just more funny if it's all Doge.
Yeah. All Doge all the time.
Like, we could go nerd out on some of the stuff as far as how that's possible, but I'm actually more curious as far as like a cultural element, because as you were describing this, it kind of reminded me another thing that I like about Seoul, which is that there's like this toy culture. Like, there's like action like my taxi from the airport, like when I first got here, is just immediately like, okay, we're in Seoul. Like, he's got anime figurines that are half naked on his dashboard, and they're like, and then he's got like these little stuffed animals there, and it's like surrounding himself in this own little universe that he's created for himself. It's like kind of surreal, kind of hyper realistic. And Dogecoin is perfect for that, because it's playing, again, it's like just as real as like fiat dollars. It's just it doesn't have people in suits. It just has people like you and like all like us that are like making the decisions. How are decisions made on like to reduce the inflation or to do something like that? Like, you know, on Bitcoin there's like OpCat, right, which is like, you know, to try to just to nerd out for a sec, like,
Yep.
you know, they want to do this thing so that they can verify ZK proofs on there and try to scale it and make things like that. And there's a whole political regime that's like responsible for like making that decision. It's the miners and it's the developers. What's the political dynamic on Doge?
I mean, there is a political dynamic, but there also is kind of none because it's so decentralized that, you know, there's not like a super formal hierarchy of control and decision making. There's a bunch of, you know, really great, well-meaning, honest people who have, you know, decentralized control of the GitHub and have, you know, discussed and come to consensus about kind of like governance process and how to move things forward. But I would say it's both the best thing and the most challenging thing about Dogecoin because, you know, there isn't a clear path to doing something. None of these volunteer developers want to mess it up. Nobody wants to be the one who like approved some crazy change and it breaks or, you know, causes a bunch of controversy or, you know, loses everyone their money. So it is truly incredible that it's come this far, that a very small group of volunteers have like dedicated years of their lives to maintaining it. I would say it's interesting. So you brought up OpCat. So I know a bunch of the, you know, researchers who've been pushing that, and it is like it's a big political, controversial thing. And you know, one of them said to me,
No surprise, dogs and cats. You know, very controversial.
Exactly. One of them said to me, look, because of what Bitcoin has become, because those with the most vested interest are the, you know, the Michael Saylors and the BlackRocks and so on and so forth, they've kind of lost faith that a change like that will ever come. And, you know, they said that, I think, you know, quantum security, that's like a significant change that would probably be implemented. But beyond that, they're just not sure. Like, people who only care about it as this investment asset, there is very little incentive to try to innovate like that. And so they heard we were working on, you know, something similar, ZK proofs on Dogecoin, and they saw that amongst the core developers, foundation, community, people were really open to it. They thought, man, how can we help? Because, you know, maybe Dogecoin is the way. Maybe Dogecoin is the future. And I'll even leave a hot take. I'm not going to say who said this because it could be political. This is a hot take.
This is hot.
You know, a friend said to me, you know, if Dogecoin did this, it could actually be the perfect blockchain. This could actually be what we wanted Bitcoin to become. And so that to me was like, holy shit, because these are Bitcoin Maxis. These are OGs. And I mean, I love Bitcoin too. I was Bitcoin long before Doge, but Maxis, you know, they rarely come around.
It sounds like a powerful friend. And so are there opponents to what you guys are doing? Because there's, like you said, like BlackRock and, you know, these guys. Now Dogecoin's got ETFs and people in suits that are advocating for it. Like, have people been like, no, we want Dogecoin to like not change and we don't want an app layer? Is there a camp out there that's trying to shut you guys down?
Well, you know, just from my perspective, I think it's really hard to get people to take it seriously, which is funny because I don't think we want them to.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly.
Like, we're not here to be like, guys, take it seriously now. This meme coin was not that, you know?
Right.
But something is going on twofold. I love what you just said, which is, Bitcoin is not what it was meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
It's not what it was supposed to be. It's a different thing now.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to think that Dogecoin could be what Bitcoin was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And then secondly, like, it exists in this space that it is crazy that people are going, well, we got to include this in the ETF. This is just as... So it really is in that kind of ether, like between two things where it's like, what is it supposed to be? What do people want it to be? But it's in the conversation in a way that many other very technically sound chains or layers are not in that conversation.
Go anywhere on chain instantly with Relay.link. Relay is closing in on $10 billion transferred. Go to Relay.link to bridge your assets now.
Not your keys, not your coins. From the team that pioneered cold storage, Trezor has just released its new wallet. Guys, if you are still using hot wallets in 2025, 2026, you are missing the entire point. Secure your coins. Get a Trezor at Trezor.io.
That's to its advantage. Like, you can't really put your finger on it. And And so it is able to almost just grow untouched because people aren't really trying to like pull it in a bunch of different directions. And so it's starting to gain more and more traction. Like it's been in the top 10 of coins. It carries like billions of dollars in market cap. There's clearly a lot of substance behind it. It's been that way for a long time. And so then you have kind of champions of it, but they're not really trying to change it. Like Elon comes in. He also made like the Twitter logo, like the Dogecoin logo for a while. That was pretty wild. Can I tell you guys my like where I'm actually curious like where you guys think it's going?
Give us your lukewarm.
Okay, you guys decide whether this is lukewarm or hot. Elon is a big fan of Dogecoin. Elon's also trying to go to Mars and make humans interplanetary as a species. Well, we're not gonna send rockets full of gold back and forth between Mars and Earth. This is obviously a digital, like if you say we get to Mars and we make, some civilization there and we set up some city or town, we're going to be trading, we're going to be shipping them stuff. They're going to be shipping stuff back. TJ sees where I'm going with this. That's and if Elon is chief dictator of Mars or governor of Mars or whatever, he can set up whatever currency he wants. So is Dogecoin not in the strongest position to be the interplanetary reserve currency of an interplanetary human species?
I just like that you said some town in Mars. So I just think it's funny, just like a very small town, 4,200 people, and they all use Doge, and that's kind of what it is. And the only dogs that are allowed are Doge dogs. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? Is it poised to be the intergalactic money of the future?
I think it's inevitable. I mean, look, he's not going to land on Mars, and first thing he does is send a Bitcoin transaction. The funny thing is proof of work interplanetary poses some challenges. I mean, you can mine a block on Mars, you send the transaction, it's already been mined here. Perhaps you need some sort of, layer 2 or roll up or something like that. Interesting. Maybe DogeOS powers the first transaction from Mars. But I think an interplanetary
That's
Doge
wild,
transaction
even to think
is
about
inevitable. 100%. It's happening.
What do you guys think about Mars and as far as setting up there, would you guys go? How do you feel about?
I think have fun. You guys are awesome for going. I'll probably chill here on the best planet in the solar system.
I'll take a beat down here where there's trash piles and pollution. I don't know. I'm talking about doing the roast. I think we are doing a roast of Justin's son in Singapore. Which is wild. Yeah, it's so funny.
I got it.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Are you coming?
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta come.
I will.
He went on a rocket ship and he calls himself an astronaut and everything.
Right.
And I don't know. I hear that and I'm like, why? I'm on an airplane all the time. I travel so much for stand-up comedy. And never once have I been on a 5-hour flight and been like, I wish this was longer and darker. That was so cool. What if I looked out the window and I saw exactly what I can see in photos that I've seen since I was a kid? A picture of Earth from afar.
TJ, can you test out some more material that you're planning on using on Justin's son? This won't come out till after.
No.
No?
No, I there's an organization with 3 letters that wants me to kind of run it by them first. So, yeah.
Thinking what that could be Fox.
FOX. This is not a fox. This is a Shiba.
What do you guys think about the derivatives like Shiba? We've seen. There were so many.
Yeah, that's a good question too. I've never asked you that. What do you think about? Because if you think about it, the really actually successful meme coins, the real coins, not fart coins, sort of, but the Dogwifhat is literally the most famous, I think, meme coin since. I'm sure there's an argument in the other direction, but what do you think about derivative coins?
It speaks to the power of the meme. Most of the most successful meme coins in crypto have been Doge spinoffs. That's crazy. I think it's, okay, so there's one part of it that it just bothers me a little bit, which is so many people.
That means a fucking lot.
Fucking haunts me to my core.
It haunts me every night at 10 p.m.
I think it's great. The one thing that bothers me is so many people in our industry at every level. And some people don't believe me when I say this, but I can tell you it's a fact. I've been talking to people for 4 straight years, all day, every day about Doge. So many people don't actually know that Dogecoin is a blockchain. They think it's just another ERC20 token. And I'm telling you, people, top VCs, traders, people who work at the largest cross-chain interoperability protocols, I've talked to them. They go, "Yeah, it's on Ethereum, right? Or is it on Solana?" And I'm like, "Dude, it's a 11-year-old second biggest proof of work blockchain in the world." And so, the one thing that bothers me is when people think that like a token on some other chain could be more valuable than the second biggest proof of work blockchain in the world and the original meme coin and so on and so forth. I have no problem with these coins. I think, again, they're derivatives. They can't really surpass the mother coin. And I think it just speaks to the power of the meme. And look, the fun of memes is making more memes and remixing those memes and doing other stuff. I mean, I think Dogwifhat was brilliant. Like, I think it was so funny. I remember during Token 24/9, there's another one that my friend launched called Wit, and it's like a dog with the cowboy hat, and it's what in tarnation. I thought that was so funny.
Oh, that's really
And
funny.
everyone showed up at Token. Like a lot of the big dudes, they're all wearing cowboy hats in Dubai like all week, and I'm like, this is just fun. Like this is awesome. So I love it. But Dogecoin is a blockchain. Don't forget it.
That's the brilliance of it in terms of DogeOS in some ways, is to just remind people, like, you do know that this is real. Like, you consider it as a joke and it's ridiculous, which it is, but you do know that it's been there from the jump. It is one of the original blockchains, and the tech is there, everything. And I think when people think of that and realize it is a little mind blowing.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, wait, well, yeah, of course. It's so bizarre. It's like, kind of a peek behind the curtains, the Wizard of Oz. You're like, there's also, this is like happening and being done, right? Mm-hmm. It's not just some, dog and pony show. There are actual like machinations to this whole thing. I think that's really funny. But I agree, like I didn't even hear about what in the tarnation is so funny. I love the word tarnation. We should be using that all the time. But yeah, I think, and I talk about this a lot, but I just think there's not enough fun in this world, like the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. There's not enough comedy. There's not enough silliness. There's just, it's so self-serious. It's so money-focused, and it's so like ideological in a way that is not pleasing.
Yeah. Our producer is tapping his imaginary watch, so maybe we'll wrap it up here in just a couple minutes.
Can you give me the aerobic step back?
So TJ, I just want to like close off. Like, has people? I just want to get into your general philosophy when it comes to like comedy and like why it's so important to like have fun, be silly, and like have people like been like? I'm sure an initial reaction when you see a comedian at a crypto conference, like, what are you doing here? Have people been like,
I love that. That is the general reaction.
and so they're like. Do you face some people like, we take ourselves seriously? Like, we don't need you. Like, you should leave. Like, is that kind of it, or are they welcoming? Like,
oh no, they're super welcoming because almost everybody is a fan of Silicon Valley, which is the show that I did that's sort of making fun of the space and making fun of tech and everything. But I do think they're kind of like, what are you doing here? You're not part of this. Not in a mean way. They're just like, why would you be here? And then I sort of explain. It always takes me about 5 minutes for people at the end of the 5 minutes to go, whoa, you actually know what you're talking about. But that speaks to the fact that we're not in a world here where people go, oh yeah, TJ's here. Of course, it's so fun here. Of course he would be hanging out and making jokes. And what are you doing? What do you got going on? It's not that. And the only space in which it is that is in sort of the Doge ecosystem.
Yeah.
And so it took a second for us to serendipitously connect, but it makes perfect sense. And instead of me being a person who's speaking at Bitcoin conferences on the cover of Bitcoin magazine, sort of, talking to Michael Saylor about the X, Y, and Z, it makes much more sense that I would be involved in Doge. And the show is so funny. And it's the idea that you could have it's the same as the blog, but like the idea that you could have the Doge dog as a self-serious news anchor, right? And the show is directed by Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool. And the voice of the Doge dog is TJ Miller, is like so ridiculous, so fun, makes so much sense because it doesn't. And really is something that I think this world needs. Like everyone says ecosystem and stuff. This is a world. We're in like a whole world that is not even taking over the world. It's already here. This is how it's going to be. And it makes sense because we need more of in life. Comedy is really, it's ever present. It runs through everything. People are always thinking about jokes. This is funny. That's a funny shirt that you're wearing. Oh my God, so and so made the funniest fucking joke last night. We're retelling jokes. I was with one of his business partners last night, and I was telling a joke that my friend had made about another guy in the room. And we all started cracking up. And I was like, that's how important comedy is. I'm going to make somebody else's joke who's not there about the guy that is there. And he's excited to have everyone hear the joke because we all started cracking up. I just think there isn't enough of that in this world. And Doge is that. But also DogeOS is like this like next level of funny. I keep saying it, but I hate the word meta comedy or just like the meta of it. But it's that next level of absurdity. That's what I should start saying. It's like we've leveled up the absurdity.
Yeah, there's like an entropy of like comedy.
Yeah, I love that.
That like fucking spins it almost like into this chaotic, but like very absurdly positive.
I love it. It's an entropy of meaning. And so as we see it dissipate, it just absolutely becomes this thing that's like, this is all ridiculous. And so it's very unique to imagine that you could level up the absurdity by making functionality and utility.
Yeah.
And operability. It's almost mind-blowing to say out loud.
Yeah.
But as I've told a few people, this guy's really funny.
I mean, this is why I wanted to work together, because when I started hanging out with TJ, I was like, he might get it even more than I do. Like, what's special about Doge, why it's funny, why it's ridiculous. Maybe, or almost as much. It was incredible.
Yeah. I think funny people are also some of the smartest people.
I don't know about that. I wasn't able to get out of the car when I arrived.
Well, you found your way to the Korean, man.
I couldn't figure out the door handle or what was going on. So I just climbed onto the driver's lap and said, get me into that podcast studio. He was like, my dad's going in his apartment upstairs right now.
I think funny people are smart, not always the other way around. Smart people aren't always funny, but you guys are fucking hilarious.
Thanks, man.
Deadpool's one of my favorite movies of all time. I love it. The Wolverine, the latest one was great too.
Yeah, it's really funny. It was really, the Deadpool versus Wolverine was like a perfect action movie, perfect Marvel film for all like Marvel nerds, you know? And it's just a great movie. My only complaint was like Ryan kind of tried to do all the comedy himself because Hugh Jackman's not really that funny. And he still kind of knocked it out of the park. It was really weird. But it's funny to see Ryan Reynolds try and be funny against Ryan Reynolds and then the whole thing.
He's hilarious too.
But Deadpool, the first Deadpool was groundbreaking in a way that no one can understand really if you go back.
Broke the fourth wall, or third wall, fourth wall, yeah.
Fourth wall and the third wall and maybe the fifth. But boom. It's hard to imagine, and I think this is what's going to happen with DogeOS. It's hard to imagine how when they came to me with Deadpool, I was like, man, I already did an ironic film recently with Transformers 4: Age of Extinction. That's your favorite film. And it's a small indie. You haven't seen it. It's just 2 hours too long. And it is, I was like, I'm not going to do it. And they said, no, this is R-rated. And I go, okay, now I'm listening. Because no one had ever imagined a Marvel film being R-rated. Why would this? That's not what it's for. Marvel films are for this audience, this utility. That's it. This alone. And then now, you couldn't imagine a Marvel universe without Deadpool. All three of them are the highest grossing. It's crazy.
Man, they're cutting us off. But TJ, look into that camera and tell us where we can find the Doge Show.
I have no idea.
Okay, Jordan.
And also, I don't know where the camera is. It's really, really dark in here. And I barely got out of the car. I had a tough time getting out of the car. You're going to be able to see the Doge News Network everywhere.
Nice.
That's another thing. I think we haven't even talked about this, but people have asked, like, where is it? Is it on YouTube? The meme is everywhere. It's not. You don't go to one place to see the meme. You could say the internet. So I guess I could say you'll be able to see it on the internet.
Yeah.
But you're going to kind of see it everywhere. We want it. You clip it. It's memetic. It will be memes. He actually said to me something. I think he's like, we're not making this as a show. It will be clips, and it's because that's what memes are.
Yeah.
They're just a moment, and so you'll see it everywhere.
Guys, thanks so much for coming. This was awesome.
Thank
Let's
you,
do a
man.
round two soon
This
because we
was
could have
fun.
kept
Oh, of
going.
course.
Yeah.